Bandwidth for all shows on the Aussie Tech Heads network is supplied by Aussie Tech Heads Web Hosting. For a fast, affordable and reliable Australian server with fantastic support, contact Aussie Tech Heads Web Hosting at aussietechheads.com.au. Aussie Tech Heads, Australia's best hosting service.
Hello everyone, welcome to another week of Aussie Tech Heads. Yes, it is a rainy one on the Gold Coast. But anyway, it's episode 435 and we are, post Apple Watch week. And we've got a special guest all the way from the Aussie Mac Zone this week to tell us all about the Apple Watch. He's got one and I believe it's quite nifty, but we'll hear his thoughts in a second. Every week we are brought to you by athwebhosting.com.au and also scopeiteducation.com.au. More from them later. That's our final week this week with Scope IT Education. So make sure you go and visit them. But we'll have a bit more to say about them later, as we always do. All right, let's see who is on the show tonight. Let's start from the left with Jace.
On the far left,
Julia Gillard.
How you going, Jace?
Not too bad. How's yourself?
Yeah, good, thank you. What have you been up to?
I'm moving forward. I'm moving forward. We're moving forward this week.
Moving forward. Good stuff. And I see you've been on the night shift again. You love it, eh?
No, I've just finished it for a while, and I'm so glad about that. Next week it's 2 to 10, so a bit better. But I tell you what was interesting. I was talking to someone recently. They're like, how are you liking Melbourne? And I said, well, before I came down here, everyone was warning me about the crazy weather. But I tell you what, Sydney, I think, is where it's all gone to since I left. It's been crazy there.
Yeah, well, stay tuned. I think it's coming up here.
Bullet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think it's coming up here, so we'll see how we go. And Eric, down there. How you doing, Eric?
How do you do, gentlemen?
It's good to see your Mac on tonight.
Oh, yes, it's in the background there.
Yes, nice. Yeah, it's got the other couple of weeks it hasn't been on. It's just been
No, it's always been on. It's just been on screensaver.
Oh, right. Good stuff.
It's always on.
Good stuff.
Constantly on.
Always. Well, it's good to have you back.
Never turn off a Mac.
Oh, no.
No,
you
don't have to. They're just so efficient. Even when they're asleep, they're efficient.
They update themselves without crashing your system. That's a first.
Yes. And the other voice you heard there was Michael. Hi, Michael. How you doing?
Hello, team. It's good to be here for a change.
Yes, you've on the Aussie Mac Zone. How's that going? Full steam ahead?
It's going great, yes.
Excellent.
Very enjoyable.
Excellent stuff.
Very enjoyable.
Now, you're on the show tonight because, look, you've got an Apple Watch, and I know they've been in hot and short demand from all reports. The little.
What's that? I've never heard of it.
The buzzer things, apparently, they've run out or something. But anyway, you've got one. Can we have a look for those on the video? Is it on your wrist?
It's on my wrist.
Which model is it?
Oh, that's it.
Sport. Yeah, it's a bit hard to get there.
Oh, that's where you saw shoulder
With
too.
the dumb arm, yeah.
Oh, the battery's gone flat already.
Yeah. Hello.
That was
Hello.
quick. You had your 5 minutes. That's as long as it lasts.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'll just pick up that. There we
go.
Right at it. Yeah.
Oh, look at that, eh? And what's
Pretty.
all the?
And I've looked. See the red dot at the top. That tells me that I have a
Red dot at the
reminder that I haven't read.
You're
so
about to have a heart attack.
scroll down.
Anonymous have hacked in and are watching you. That's what that means.
So look, I saw Garth's got one as well.
Yes.
Now I went and had a beer with Garth last Monday night, I think it was,
Have a beer with Garth.
he had his sporting his little watch with the blue band, and it was a good little thing, and he was showing me all about it. I had a touch and a feel and a lick,
Ooh,
and it was good.
touchy-feely.
Yes.
Got a little interface like
Did
Steve
you?
Jobs
You're
always
going to
said.
get one, aren't you, Glenn?
No.
I reckon you're in love.
No, the thing that turned me off, do you know what I said to Garth? Oh, yeah, I said, that's all right. How much are they, like, converted to Australian? And like,
$8 billion.
$500. So that was it for me. But anyway, Michael, tell us, what do you think about it? Do you like it?
Yeah. So far, I've actually only been lucky enough to have mine for a full day now, due to getting it
Postage.
sent down from my mate Garth as well. He scored it. I was running late getting it in, so I was driving when I was trying to order it, so I gave up after a little while. And it's been good. The taptic part when it's reminding you or telling you to stand up, it's very subtle. Subtle enough that when you're driving, if you're on a bumpy road, you miss it. It is very, very subtle.
Yeah,
But it's,
okay.
Really subtle.
And
maybe it's just my car, of course.
yeah.
So it's a nice ride you've got there, mate.
Well, that's right. So I guess you haven't had a time to really look through it, or are you pretty comfortable with it by now? You played with it all day,
It's
so to speak?
we fiddle around with the settings of how you do the layout of all those little dots. Everyone knows it as just little dots on the screen. That's what a lot of people have seen. So you can actually change what you want around the dots. So the clock's in the middle, and you can put any apps that you load on around the clock. You can get rid of some that you don't want.
It's just
all
like
of that
on the
sort of
iPhone,
stuff.
you just hold down the icon for a second, and then then you can drag it around somewhere else, right?
Yeah, effectively. And you can, it's just, you've got to go in and say, I want to move the icons. That's all. That's one of the settings, this icon layout, and then you can go and move it around to where you like.
I see there's whole Reddit group topics about people who are posting pictures of what layouts they got their icons. Some do like all the green icons on this side, the blue ones up the top, the yellow ones.
Well,
over this side.
that wouldn't be anal at all.
No, so so when I thought when I saw the one from Garth, I said, "Oh, let me have a look." So I put it on, and like surprisingly, because I was worried about I wouldn't be able to read the screen because it'd be a bit too small, but it is very readable. Like even with my
Well, there's a retina
eyes.
screen, isn't it, Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
there
it's-
you go.
It's definitely, it's clear. Yeah. And the time you're actually in that area with the dots, that they are like the one in the middle is probably 4 millimeters across, and then the ones either side of that are 3 millimeters across. And
Yeah, so
So-
they're not too bad. I just thought, because I only wear glasses like to read or to do the computers pretty much, and I thought, well, day to day, I don't have them, and I thought I wouldn't be able to read it. But yeah, I could read it, and it wasn't too bad.
yeah, you're not quite that old yet. pal.
No, not yet.
Years.
Something I heard that Siri works really, really well, a lot better than even with the iPhone. If you're talking to your watch, Siri picks up a lot better.
Yeah, I was using it. I did have I was trying to say, you know how you can, with Siri on the phone, you can say, Siri, open such and such app, and it'll open it. It'll do the same on the phone. So if you say, Siri, what's the weather? It'll actually open the weather app
On the watch,
and tell you.
I heard that's the
exactly where
best
you
way
are.
to launch it
But,
instead of trying to
again,
fiddle around
on a
with the little
noisy
icons.
road. Yeah, and on the freeway, some of the freeway it wouldn't do it. I was trying to say open things, and it says you haven't
Open
got
your car doors, mate. Be careful.
But yeah, I was just trying to things as a to-do app that I use on the Mac and the iDevices, and it's there on the watch as well. I had 3 goes at trying to open that using Siri, and obviously she couldn't understand what I was saying.
Have you had a handoff yet?
Beg your
Yeah.
pardon.
It's a
Several.
bit personal.
So yeah,
Yeah, several.
and the phone one's probably the loudest and the most annoying, especially when you can actually hear your phone ringing somewhere else.
Yeah, right.
Um,
So,
So if you don't answer it after a while, your wrist, does it sort of take grab of your arm and just punch you in the face?
that's the haptic,
Yeah, that's the
haptic version
directions. That's
too.
what the directions.
Well, that's what Google does. That's right. That's what the Google one does.
You know, when you don't pay attention to the girl telling you the directions in the
No.
Maps app.
She doesn't know what's going
Now that it's on your wrist, instead of being a haptic touch, it'll be an electrocution.
Yes.
I think. You got to stop listening to me. Cop this.
Now, what sort of
just like your wife, mate.
have you had a chance to put any apps on there yet? That would help you from day to day.
Yeah, as I said, the Things app, which is my to-do list app, It's straight. It's there. It just says the idea is to give you the feeling that you're achieving something during the day. So it's a fairly when you're actually in there, it's a fairly big circle to give you the results of how many things you've done in that day. And it says, you've done 5 out of your 8. And again, it's like the standing up health part of the app where it says you've done 6 today or 8 today, and it fills the circle in around the outside of the number.
Right.
So you can see if you've got too many and where you're up to.
Oh, nice. So now I think Garth was telling me that they didn't have GPS, so that relied on your phone.
Relies on your phone, yeah.
Yep.
But it doesn't eat your battery then, does it?
No, true.
Something a lot of people have been up in arms lately, I see in the news things, is that Apple won't let anyone make a watch face app. It's been banned from their watch face app store.
I think that's because the hassle they have on the Google watch face. There's a lot of illegal copies. Like they've got Tag Heuer and all those top end watches. We've got watch faces for the Android Wear watches.
So what's happening? So Pete, the watch faces on expensive watches,
They copy the style.
The design is copyrighted. It must be.
Well, of course.
Wow.
And Apple
Apple got in trouble for that.
IDs.
Apple copied a train station clock that was made by a famous designer for the iPhone, and they got in trouble for that. Got sued.
Yeah, the Swiss Railway.
Yeah.
Watch face. And as soon as they said yes, we were in the wrong. They paid out their money. They gave away free iPads to the government over there, and then stopped using it.
Yeah, okay. Oh, well, no, something you just wouldn't think of, would you? Like a watch face? Who cares? So
I'd love a Tag Heuer watch face on there. I'd think about putting one on, and it's got to be like I could never afford a Tag Heuer watch. Married with children ain't going to happen. So. I would think about getting a Tag Heuer watch face, but I'd pay for it.
I think they said they're going to do a Android Wear one. It's going to be like $1,500 for a Tag Heuer one.
Yeah.
So does that mean? So what are you saying? You can't make up a watch face. You have to use one of the ones that are already inbuilt.
Yep.
Yes.
Right. So the Mickey Mouse one, he's all right because he's inbuilt.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse is all right.
They got deals.
They've got deals.
Don't forget, family
Jobs is what's his name? Steve Jobs' estate owns the most stock in Disney.
Yeah,
Still,
right. Yeah.
Still, yeah.
Yeah, well, there you go. Hey, I would have thought. Yeah, well, you would have thought that'd be one of the first things people would do is make up take a picture of your face, make that your clock face or something like that. But anyway,
or your mother-in-law.
Well, no, that's on the dartboard, isn't it? not on your watch. Yeah.
They also you can't make fart apps for the watch.
For the watch, yeah.
Right.
Someone tried to submit one where it wasn't actually a fart app. It was a remote control for a fart app for the phone. So you put the phone down, tuck it down the side of the lounge, and then stand over somewhere else.
Oh, this.
I love that.
They said no, it's primarily a fart apps, and we
high-tech whoopee cushions.
Aren't they spoil sports? Hey. They take all the fun out of it, and
you know why? Because no Apple employees fart, mate. You know that.
Yeah,
they're allowed one fart per year, and it must be off premises.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say, what happens if it's in the Apple Store? Do you reckon they got like some sort of?
Well, here's one for you. Next time we go to Apple Store, just drop one and leave.
I reckon what they've done is that in the pools you used to be able to put that liquid in the pool.
The blue dye.
Yeah, and if you done a pee, it'd just turn all blue around you or black. I reckon.
No, I've never had that happen, Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn, I've never had that happen. Please explain.
Well, this is what I believe used to be. But I never did it. Come on. Now,
I don't know, mate.
Now I reckon that Apple's been putting something similar in the air ducts.
Yeah.
So
you reckon?
Yeah.
So there'll be like a fart police at the Apple Store.
If you fart, you're instantly surrounded in black dust.
You know what the punishment is? They all put a blue Genius T-shirt on you, give you a hipster beard, and then put big holes in your ears.
That's right.
Those bloody stupid earrings. And they go, yeah, now, mate, you wanted us now, mate.
How are those earrings going, though, eh? Those big circle things. Crazy stuff.
I know, you can't... Once they've stretched out and you think, I'm 60 now, I think I'll get rid of it.
Yeah.
Too late, buddy. They're hanging down to your ball sack.
That's right. They would be too.
You might want to mark that edit point there.
No, that's all right. That's all right. It's in there for eternity.
Smart. He's got his pen handy all the time when I'm on.
I do have. And
That's
it's
no
right
edit,
here.
Mark. That's too much work.
It is a lot of work.
Just let it go. Let it go.
I just don't like F and C's, and then I'll have
F&Cs?
to edit those ones.
Right, all right. So ball sack is all right.
That's that's what the
That's a B and an S.
yeah. Well, that's what the soccer coach puts all the soccer balls in at the end of the day. That's his ball sack.
And the netball coach.
That's right. There's nothing wrong with that. That's right. All right. Anything else, Michael, that comes to mind straight away?
So the Apple have also they got a patent through yesterday, I believe, for the way the band actually attaches to the phone. So there's been about 20 companies that I know of have started to make cheap bands.
Right.
So I can't see them being.
Yeah, they'll be sent a cease and desist, I think.
Yeah, they'll get screwed down pretty quick. I think that there's some that have made one so that you can put an ordinary watch band. You know, it's just like an adapter, so you can put an ordinary watch band on and get any
Right.
band you like and put
I
it
think
on.
what Apple's worried about, that if some people start making bands that aren't up to scratch, pardon the pun, that if the watch falls, then suddenly they've got all these breakages and people are making claims and all this sort of stuff, and they're probably trying to avoid all of that sort of thing.
Well, yeah, that's probably part of it as well. And also,
And plus, they're greedy.
let's make a squillion along the way.
Well, something else that Apple had said, that if you return one of their gold ones, they're going to look at it under a microscope to make sure you didn't shave off any gold before you send
and
it back.
weigh it with
Wow.
a special.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
we've as service centres, we've had to have scales for weighing. When I was doing phones, we were supposed to weigh the phones and particularly iPads because they're seriously organised crime. They get an iPad, they open
Strip
it, they take
Yeah.
the guts out, they just with a bit of hot glue put in metal
Yeah.
that weighs about the same. Put it all back together, put a dud,
It's all those
Yeah.
it's those people that
and they've
do
got
that.
to weigh it exactly. And they're when they make them, they're all within a certain number of grams each.
Oh dear, oh dear.
You know?
But
Yeah.
the people that are responsible for that were also they've grown up now. But when they were younger, they were also the little kiddies that got around putting sand in aluminium cans, and taking them to the weigh station.
Yeah.
That's what it leads up to,
Yeah.
eh?
Yeah, Glenn, you know about that one too, do you, mate?
Same pool.
So we've
Same
got-
pool, wasn't it?
He's a scammer, this one.
And when you were a teenager, you were replacing your parents' grog with other things, right? So that's three things on your list, Glenn.
That's right.
This vodka seems a bit watered down.
Water down, it's water.
It's just water.
And this scotch tastes a lot like tea.
This 4X tastes a lot like cat something.
It always did.
Always did.
Yes.
It's just not cold enough.
No, 4X. It's all right if it's free.
Can you spell
4X.
beer in Queensland?
cat's piss.
So I could-
Yeah, 4X. That's right.
Yeah.
XXXX.
so-
Sorry,
so
Michael.
more to do with the watch.
Yeah.
Just to bring it back on topic, like
Yes.
we're boring up people. So if you've got a tattoo on the area where you're trying to put the watch on, they've been stopping it getting your heart rate, for example.
Oh.
And
Right.
also because when you put your watch on, you pair it to your phone, and then you can use it for Apple Pay.
Yes.
And
Have that
if you
here,
take your
do we?
watch off, as in someone knocks off your watch, because it's not paired to the Apple Pay part's not paired to your phone, they can't
They can't use it. Yeah.
use it.
Yeah,
so they can't.
anytime
knock
it's
off.
removed from your arm.
But if you've got the tats there, it doesn't recognise that it's on your arm, so you can't actually use it. You can't pair it properly for Apple Pay because it just
Right.
thinks it's been taken off your arm again.
Oh, well, that's a shame, mate, because now all those football players won't be able to buy one.
Oh, Todd Carney. What's he going to do? He's got
gonna do?
I
All
saw,
these
a-
footy
saw a
players
funny
will-
news article where a guy was doing a demonstration review of the watch and he accidentally bought an Xbox online with
Yes.
Something
Yeah,
there.
deliver
I
that.
heard it that way. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, nice. So tattoos on the wrist, the watch arm, no good. All right.
No good at all. No.
Now
that-
now you can wear the watch on either hand. They don't have left hand or right hand watches.
No, just when you're setting it up, it says which hand do you want to put it on.
Ah,
Right,
and,
yes.
and it swivels it round.
Yeah,
Oh, very good.
Yeah,
simple as.
You know what
So
happens?
what band looks good on these? I'm on the website now. What band looks good on these watches? Which one did you get? The sport one, Michael?
Yeah, I got the Sport with the ordinary
with the white.
fluoropolymer with the white.
It's not
Yeah.
plastic, it's polymer.
That's right. It's got no nickel
So
in it,
that-
which
that's
is what the Fitbit one that they gave everyone rashes, and then they exchanged that for one that had supposedly less nickel in it, which gave less people rashes.
Oh,
Right.
good,
Right,
good.
so they have got a big range of colours as standard. They've got black, orange, monkey vomit green,
Yeah.
1980s Gold Coast blue, and white.
You're getting interested, Eric.
What's that?
You're getting interested.
No, yeah. Look, I'm. It's a little slightly.
Oh, here we
Spike's
go.
over
He's a
but
convert
over
now.
here. Well, I said this is a stupid idea because I like my watches, right? As you know, Glenn.
So you're a watch person. Yeah.
I'm a watch person. I've got 12 watches.
Real ones.
Yeah, real ones.
Not ones he drew on a bit of paper and stuff.
And let me tell you, if I could swim with this, I would have jumped
You
all
can.
over it.
Oh,
That's
Can't
it.
swim.
oh.
But
Can-
what I
you
it can't
swim.
You can swim with a pebble. You can't swim with an Apple one.
No,
You can swim with an Apple one.
How-
you can.
You can.
You can.
Yes. Yeah.
Tell us
What,
more.
last?
Oh, I heard you
It's
can't.
got a it's got a
Which
rate.
one?
It's got one of those ratings. Under like the underwater rating.
Oh,
It's
the
got-
atom. Yeah, atom rating. What
Yeah.
atom rating did they give you?
Is it out of 10, 8 out of 10 or something? Like you can go be a meter underwater for 30 minutes,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
things like that. And I think there's
So
a
for
website.
example, if you're in a pool and
Yeah.
one end's a meter and the other end's let's call it 2
meters.
meters, but
Yeah.
you're up, down, you're up, down. Normal swimming, it's fine. You're playing
Yeah.
with the kids, blah blah
if,
blah.
if you're lapping, doing
Yeah.
laps, for example, it'll do all your heart stuff while you're doing the laps.
You're in and out, right?
Okay,
As long as
because
it's-
all
yeah.
the reviews that I
continuous
read
30
said
minutes.
it's water resistant, but not
So
water.
you've got to be under it continuously for 30 minutes before it shits itself.
But why would it?
And in the meter of water, because of the pressure.
Yeah, right. Okay. So there you go. Maybe how often do you get in the pool, Eric?
Yeah,
How often do you get in the
there was
pool?
Some
Well, I've got a
Australian
pool.
site. I think it's called Phone Frenzy or something that actually did all the water testing on the weekend. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, there you go. That's something else to look at.
I must research.
So what? So you?
Michael, have you charged your phone yet? What's the battery at the moment sitting at?
Yeah, I was just trying to have a look at that a minute ago because I charged it full last night.
Yeah.
And
So you had one full day on a full charge from the morning.
And you would have been playing with it all day.
Oh, he plays it all the time.
That's right. And now on
And
the
the
watch,
watch
I've been
too.
playing with it since
We're playing with a watch as well.
6 o'clock, right? This morning.
Right. Okay.
It's 8 o'clock now, and I've still got, and because I've been showing it off and doing other things with it.
yeah. Well,
I'm
first,
just trying to remember how to get back to the battery level. That's all.
Well, you got to show off your clock.
yeah, that's right. Everyone wants to see a nice big clock.
That's right.
Is there any difference?
I would have bought one if I could have put a John Law's face on it. So
I don't want to see.
So,
his...
see, I've got 63% remaining.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And it's supposed to have the power
That's
of
the first
a
day.
S4.
And it's constantly
No,
paired, right?
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
think that'd knock the hell out of it? Now tell me, what if it's not paired? It still just works as a watch, right?
Oh, well, you got to pair it right in the beginning anyway. So, but yeah, you can actually go away from, if you've got your iPhone here in the house and you go out for your morning ride or your morning swim or whatever, and leave, when you come back, it gives information across. So it doesn't have to be paired. Like
So you on your run, your phone's at home. It gets all the information from your watch, from your ride or your exercise or whatever,
yeah,
and
your
then
heart
it syncs
rate
it
and all
straight
that sort
back
of
to the
stuff,
phone.
yeah.
but it won't get the GPS data because it hasn't got a GPS.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what?
Okay.
So yeah, so there's a bit more of a trick to that. Pardon me. So if you use it for walking or running, they say the first 5 or 6 times you do it, take your phone with you so it can get your, works out your gait, the number of steps per kilometre,
Right.
blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So it doesn't know that you've walked, down and around and up to the shopping centre and back again. It doesn't know where you went, but it knows you did 1,000 steps, and that 1,000 steps was, half a kilometre or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it took this
And it gets
long.
really apparently gets really accurate the
Yeah,
more
as
and
time
more
goes
it pairs,
on.
it sort of knows how much
that
together
makes,
you are. Yeah.
that makes sense.
Well, you're very knowledgeable, Michael. After only 1 day of the Apple Watch, and iWatch keeps rolling off my tongue, so I don't know.
I just have to cut off the beginning of your tongue, won't we?
That's right. And we're just a little watch.
Right.
Get an old saw and do it when I get up there.
All right. Well, look, hang around, Michael. You can chirp in whenever you think of something else to say about the Apple Watch, or I know you probably got 1,000 things. But,
I got a complaint about Microsoft when you boys are into it again in a minute.
Microsoft.
Don't worry.
Well, all right.
Microsoft stories.
Okay, have you got a couple, Jace?
Yep.
You know what?
Right.
I've got one word to say about Windows 8. I can't wait for Windows 10.
Yeah, Windows 10 looks like it's going
July.
to be all right.
OS 10, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone waits for it.
Why do you think they've called the Windows 10? Let's just jump over 8.
Let's
Flip
not.
9, we'll
Yeah.
call it 10. Hopefully it'll confuse everyone.
It will. They'll think it's a new product.
Yes, that's right.
Now, Jace, you said you had some Microsoft stories, and I guess there's a few around, and I've got some too, so let's see what you've got.
Alrighty, day one of Microsoft's Build 2015 conference is in the books, but that doesn't mean the news has stopped. The Windows 10 Internet of Things Core Insider Developer Preview has launched for small devices, including the Raspberry Pi 2. Redmond admits that it's still pretty rough around the edges, but it's hoping the maker community can provide feedback for how the platform's turning out along the road to full release. What's more, the software giant is partnering with Arduino for a series of Arduino certified products to bring the ubiquitous DIY boards into the Windows family and take advantage of all that software has to offer. For example, cloud computing, a familiar user interface, image processing, and a ton more. It follows the theme of bringing everything under one roof that NBN Co have been so vocal about lately, and should hopefully help tinkerers develop some pretty powerful stuff in their garage.
Yeah, well, I think they're on the right track there, aren't they? Like, they open that up. Like, this is the same, going down the same story as this one, where Microsoft is adding new services and APIs to make it easier for developers to build add-ins that work with Office. So from add-ins like Excel and Outlook to mining the Office graph, including interactions that happen outside Microsoft. So it's all, Office. So it's all starting to come together. Apps can get access to information from your calendar. So say, for example, the Uber app on your iPhone can remind you to book a car 15 minutes before your meeting starts and stuff like that. So, yeah, look, Microsoft seems to be spending a bit of time on it all. The Microsoft also announced a web SDK so that apps can include presence information for Skype users. So, yeah, so the Raspberry Pi, put Windows on a Raspberry Pi would be pretty interesting. Yeah. So you got a Raspberry Pi, or is it just Will that's got Raspberry Pis?
I sold mine to my housemate, but I had the Raspberry Pi 1. This needs a Raspberry Pi 2 to run on for the extra speed of memory.
Yeah, okey-doke.
Great
Yes.
platform.
Yes, yes. Look, I was going to go on about an experience I had with Microsoft Outlook this week, but I'll leave that till next week because it's a rant.
Don't annoy me.
No, it's a rant.
Do another quick
Hang on, what do you mean
Microsoft
this week? Didn't you call me about this 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, well, I'm still going.
Oh, God, it's a bloody long week.
I've got it sorted now.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I've got the workaround sorted.
Did you?
Does
Does that include throwing it out?
Did you load Thunderbird
about.
or something, did you?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
right.
just about.
Told the client to get a Mac.
Now,
mail.
you can get Outlook on the Mac too. Now, also, well, what was your story, Michael, about Microsoft?
Yes, they've just released at the same conference, making Microsoft Visual Studio will be fully cross-platform. So they hope to port iOS apps to Windows 10 with Objective-C support.
That's
The forthcoming Windows 10 and move that will make it easier than ever for iOS developers to port their applications over to Windows. But what I'm concerned about, and you gentlemen might be able to help me here, Microsoft Visual Studio and Microsoft Visual Basic, what's the difference there?
The Studio is the application, like the IDE, integrated developing environment, and the Basic is the language that you can write in the environment.
Yeah, because what I worry about is because the malicious software and viruses that run on the Word, say in Word in the background without you knowing about it, does that mean they're going to run on an Apple now if they're fully cross-platform? Because they were just slightly different before.
If you have an application that's written on the Mac in Objective-C, which is not so common on the Windows platform. You'll be able to use Visual Studio to take that app that you've written for the Mac and compile it so that it'll run on a Windows PC.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
As long as I don't have to put up with that.
No.
That scared me. That scared me because it's all Microsoft Visual something or other, and they are doing a lot of work to get their products on every platform, aren't they?
I thought for Office 13 that'll help you out there.
Yeah.
I thought you were having visions of grandeur there, Michael. Before you kept referring to Microsoft as Microsoft. I thought it was. I thought.
Didn't you know?
He's taken over,
putting in a bid or something. Yeah.
And just to bring the watch back into it, they also released their PowerPoint controller for the watch, so that you can actually move the slides, your PowerPoint slides, just using your watch.
Yeah, if you've got a watch and you're thinking, what can I do with it? If you just Google like apps for iWatch, and you'll get like listings of like top 10.
2,500 already.
Oh, that's more than Windows has got.
That's because when it's a Windows platform, they don't give the dev kit to the developers until the product's been launched.
But that's what
instead of giving it to them months before the dev kit, they say, Windows 10's coming out next week. Can we have the dev kit? No, you'll get it in about a month.
Yeah, you get it in a month.
It was interesting.
They release it and there's no apps for it.
With the Apple Watch was one of I think their first product from Apple that you couldn't have the physical device to test your apps on as a developer before it came out. They released it out and then they're like, okay, now that you've been doing it in the simulator, you can now do it on the actual device.
Yeah, but they gave you a simulator.
Yeah.
That was but it wasn't 100%. It was reasonably accurate.
Yeah.
Well, some dude called Meissen that works over there in the Microsoft land, he said Windows phones will include an Android subsystem that will let them run apps that use both Android and Windows 10 code.
And apparently Windows
double
Desktop
the viruses. That's brilliant.
Windows Desktop 10 is going to be able to run Android apps as well.
You just have your phone sitting on there on the desk and it'll just melt, won't it? Just like with the two bits of virus and fighting each other.
Well,
malware and spyware and all. It'd just be wareware everywhere.
It'd just be like the forest floor, and you'll just one minute there'll be a phone there and next minute there'll be mushrooms.
You heard the story about the three wheres. Where? Now, this is all apparently all part of a plan. Microsoft wants to show off plans, or has plans for 1 billion Windows 10 users. So this is pushing this stuff so every app on other operating systems can run on their devices as part of the plan. So I wasn't. So as this story said, that the Android can run on the Windows Phone, but as Jace just said, Android apps as well will be able to run on the desktop, Windows Desktop. So that'll be good. That'll be excellent.
And since we're on Microsoft, we might as well do the other one here. The upcoming Project Spartan web browser for Windows 10 now has an official name, the Microsoft Edge.
Woo!
Microsoft Build, the company, announced new features and details for the web browser previously known as Project Spartan. Most notable is the browser's official name. Spartan will now be known as Microsoft Edge, as it's on the cutting edge of what consumers and creators wanted to do on the web. One of the newest updates to the renamed browser is a new page layout for new tabs, which creates what looks and feels like customized homepage, complete with links and thumbnails of the websites you visit frequently. That sounds like Chrome. Web-based apps you use and personalized information pulled from Cortana. Popular extensions for Chrome and Firefox browsers will also turn up on Edge, as these can now be repurposed for Edge with what Microsoft says are just a few changes. Currently, if you want to try the browser formerly known by the codename Spartan, you'll need to be running the latest build of Windows 10 Technical Preview, where its pre-release state is still in work of progress. In a hands-on review of Project Spartan, they said a new rendering engine powering all of Spartan's features, and it feels appreciably zippy. But at the same time, you'll click a link and nothing will happen. So you click it again and again, and moments later, we've just about given up hope several identical tabs spring to life. The most notable features previously announced for Spartan Edge are the inclusion of Cortana, Microsoft Virtual Assistant, and like the name Spartan, a reference to Microsoft handmade Halo games, and on-screen notation via WebNote for drawing annotations directly on web pages and sharing them.
Very interesting. So Windows 10 sounds like it's going to be the one, eh?
I think so.
Yeah, it's going to be the one.
Just when Will's gone
Yeah.
fully Linux now.
Oh, God help us.
I hadn't heard from Will this week.
Yeah, he's got Linux Mint is running. We did our show the other night. You'll be able to download that for the radio, but he did it all from Linux, and Skype for Linux actually runs a lot better than Skype did on his Windows.
Now, when's that? What show are you talking about? Obsidian Loft or the?
Yes, Obsidian Loft.
Is that uploaded?
Yes, just this morning.
Oh, is it really?
Yep.
To iTunes. I never saw it this week in iTunes. Yep. All right, okay. I'll refresh and make sure it gets into the radio list. Now, look, this is the last week that we've got scopeiteducation.com.au with us. So, look, I'm not going to go through the blurb. You've probably heard it for probably 3 months now. But they're all about giving kids some education in the schools, primary age kids, education in schools about how to build apps, how giving exposure to 3D printing and teaching them about digital research, Google research, digital citizenship, and website design, app development, all that sort of stuff. But more importantly, it's also a business opportunity. It's a franchise opportunity. So if you've got a bit of a inkling to make some extra money, a bit of a tech orientated, or it doesn't matter if you're not, they'll give you all the tools that are needed. Go into the schools and charge the little kiddies whatever it is, $5, whatever it is, they'll tell you, and get for a lesson, and you'll be well on your way. But it's great. So if you think if it sounds interesting to you, they have the franchise opportunity. So go to scopeiteducation.com.au and they'll look after you from there. So so thanks to Frank and all the guys down there. We value their support of the show over the last 3 months. So good stuff. All right, let's move on. We've been talking about Apple Watch too much. Michael's going to have 1,000 more things to say, so just before we get back into that, I will tell you about the AussieTechRadio.com. So go there, 24/7 Shoutcast Radio, which is just podcasts from Australia and New Zealand. You'll get us, you'll get the Mac Zone, you'll get the Alphart Geeks, you'll get the Obsidian Loft, you'll get everything, Tech Webcast, you get the whole lot. And if you've got a podcast and you'd want it to be in the lineup, send me an email and we'll organise it for you. Now, we've mentioned that on the Aussie Mac Zone podcast that Michael, he loves the radio. You have it on every day.
I have it playing in the background lots and lots. I certainly do.
That's good.
Did you manage to get Geeks Interrupted?
What? Who? Me or Michael?
You.
No. Who's
Or
that?
the radio.
No one told me
That was
about
the one that I was sending you that one of my friends from work does from they took over the studio when Tech Talk Radio finished. So one of the guys I work with does Geeks Interrupted, and he said it's okay if you put that on the radio as well.
Oh, did he? Oh, is that? If I just Google Geeks Interrupted, I'll find him.
Yeah, I think it's like geeksinterrupted.fm if you want their website, but it'll be in iTunes and everywhere.
Oh yeah, cool. All right, well I might throw an email over and see how we go. All right, and also don't forget the facebook.com/Aussie Tech Heads. You'll find, some days there'll be free apps of the day that are there that will go through the iOS store, and Jace goes through the Android store, and if there's anything of importance and free for that day, we'll chuck them up there.
Something up today.
Oh, you did? I think I might have too. Had a double whammy today.
Yep.
Good stuff. Good work. All right. Eric, did you bring any stories along, or you just putting in?
You've got to be kidding me.
You're just putting in?
I was in a rush. No, I did not. I apologise for my tardiness.
That's all right. Well, we've got some. Well, I've got a story here of some figures that I know you're a figure person, but about Apple. Apple to return more cash to investors as profits soar. Have a listen to some of these figures. Apple sold 61.1 million iPhones in the first 3 months.
I think it was Steve Ballmer that said that iPhones will never take off.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, a bit of a joke, right?
Yeah, he's a funny bloke.
Yeah, wasn't it? He's from the
I think
same.
that's why they got rid of him.
Because
he was right on the money every time.
Yeah,
But do you notice that since he's
Nokia
gone,
was the same.
Microsoft have gone through the roof. Their stock price is great. Their profits are up. They're coming out with better and better products, except Windows 8.
But that was
they're
Barmer.
coming out a lot of cloud stuff and all this sort of stuff. They're good distribution channels, all since he's gone. Could you imagine if he'd left 10 years earlier, Apple might have actually had a fight on their hands.
Yeah, well, the things will heat up, but I think look, when you look back at Steve Ballmer and that comment, I didn't realise he'd say he said the iPhone wouldn't take off.
Yeah, Nokia said the same thing. What a joke.
Yeah, Nokia will be around forever.
Yeah, well, you know,
And BlackBerry.
Ballmer was
Yeah, BlackBerry. I love the BlackBerry.
Ballmer was from the same period as Jobsy when Jobsy said, "Who's going to need more than 64K of base memory?"
Yeah, that's right.
So,
and that guy from IBM said everything that's ever going to be invented's already been invented.
I can see only about a requirement for 25 computers in the whole
No,
world.
4. He said 4.
What was it?
One for me, my wife, and my 2 kids. That's pretty much what he said.
What a
He
fast
said there's no
internet.
need for any more than 4 computers in this country. One
Yeah.
for the government,
Yeah, stuff that. But
one
anyway,
computer.
so that's the driving up profit. Apple's profit 33% from a year earlier. The Apple reported a profit, right? This is of 13.6 billion, with revenue up 27% to 58 billion. Sales in China leapt 71%. Blah blah blah. So China's outpacing those in the US. Apple also
Of
said it would
course,
ramp
they've got
up.
more money than the people in America.
They do, don't they?
I do.
You go to a couple of auctions of houses. They're just everywhere. Snapping
But you
them.
go, well, the middle class in China is unbelievably wealthy.
Yeah. They're
Unbelievably so.
they're over here at the auctions. I've seen them.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that.
Now, also, Apple also said it would, blah, blah, blah. Apple currently had a record 100. How much have they got in their bank account?
195 billion.
195 billion.
Yep. They could pay off all of Labor's debts.
And then some.
Yeah.
But that's what bank could have that, you reckon?
Let me think. Probably, what's the biggest bank?
Bank of
HSBC
America.
would probably have that. Bank of America,
Chase.
probably.
Chase?
Morgan, Chase,
All
Chase,
of the
JP
well,
Morgan.
most of their money is not actually in America, is it? So we shouldn't
No,
be upfront
no,
with that.
it's offshore.
Yeah, so sales of the iPad remain sluggish. Apple said it sold 12.6 million iPads this quarter. So
That's expected.
yeah, well, I think iPads you don't update as often as your phone.
That's
So,
right.
I don't know why is that. Were they not sort of concentrating on putting new
There's
features?
so many in the market now. It's saturated with all the
saturated.
Android tablets and that.
But they're still making more money than any other.
They pre-sold
Oh, yeah.
more.
They make more money on
more
their
Apple
tablets than anyone
watches
else.
than have ever been sold of Android Wear watches ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy stuff, isn't it? It's crazy stuff.
But
Crazy.
Anyone would like the profit that Apple's making on their iPad, just on their iPad range, right?
Oh,
Anyone
I'd
would like that profit.
1% of that I'd want.
yeah,
Right?
like
And-
100%.
And there
That's
was
because
one of the-
Eric's in the 1%.
Always at the 1%.
yeah.
1% of it, get 1% of a lot of different things, and you'll suddenly got 20%.
That's
He's a
right.
member of the 1%.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, what else have we got? Did you have any other stories, Michael, that you wanted to bring up, or was it you just? Oh no, I just asked you on for the Apple Watch commentary.
No, that's all right.
You don't have to. You can. I can keep going, and you can just butt in as you need.
You just keep.
He
rattling
could
them
talk
off.
all
Yeah,
bloody night.
I've
Yeah.
done my complaint about the Microsoft Visual my
Basic.
scaredness about the Visual Studio. So
All right. Good stuff. Okay. Jace, did you have any others?
Yeah, I saw an interesting new patent from Google. Technology is always on the quest to be smaller, thinner, and lighter. Apple's new MacBook is the latest example, but it's Google that's looking to slim down your laptop's profile by eliminating the spacebar. No, Google won't be using predictive typing or any such trick to slim down your next laptop. Instead, the recent patent awarded to Google yesterday, spotted by Mike Murphy at Quartz, shows the spacebar basically being consumed into the trackpad. A click in the upper region of the trackpad means a spacebar click, and the lower region acts like any other trackpad. What's the point? Well, this has the possibility of shaving a few extra inches off the computer and adding that to the endless much in the future where everything is teeny tiny.
Teeny tiny, teeny weeny. Yeah, nice, interesting. Now here's one up your alley. Children to design a new national park in Minecraft. How does that grab
That's
you?
been done before in different countries. Want to redesign an area, they just do it in
Yes.
Minecraft.
How cool is that? School children in Adelaide have been invited to design a national park in Minecraft, which could be built in reality. So their students aged from 9 to 12 have been asked to create their designs in Minecraft. The results could then be incorporated in upgrades to existing national parks around Adelaide. The government has set aside nearly $10.4 million for the redesigns. There's a growing trend towards creating ambitious designs in Minecraft. The Danish government has mapped the entire country in the game. The entire country.
I hope they're going to first vet that through censors so they remove all of the offensive material that's going to be put into the ground for kid jokes like dicks and stuff.
Now, the 2012, the creators of Minecraft teamed up with the UN to help them design city spaces in developing countries. Now, if you're one of these kids in Adelaide, if you're the winner, guess what you get? They're going to pay you. Yeah, they're going to let you into the Bel Air National Park for free. So
There you
how good's
go.
that? What an incentive! That's great.
Have a picnic.
Competition closes on the 12th of June. So, yeah. Now
That's cool.
yeah.
Just
I've
to
never
get them
been there.
interested, and keeping the trees there and that sort of thing, and B, the design side of it.
Yeah.
Understanding what's involved and what happens if you cut the trees down and it washes half the park away or whatever.
Yeah. Look, that'd be good. That'd be good. Now, all right.
And
so-
they're telling their grandkids, look, what I designed that forest of trees over there, and the set of swings. I put the set of swings here because it was in the shade at 2:00, and
yeah, well, that'd be all right. You'd probably be able to keep your design in Minecraft as well. Keep it on the floppy disk. Now,
Floppy disk. Kids don't know what a floppy disk is, Glenn. Or CD for that matter now.
probably not. No. Now, here's a real quick one. Victorian government to encrypt all police radios. Victoria's Labor government has added an extra $25 million to its $10 million pre-election pledge to encrypt the radio network used by state rural police. So no longer will criminals or eavesdroppers have more sophisticated community than them.
Someone will find a way.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but I don't know. Like some other states, the Metropolitan Police have the encryption. So I don't know. But
Well, why not?
Scanners aren't illegal. And I suppose
No,
is it right?
Not yet. Not yet.
Is it right that you should be able to tell if the coppers are coming to your house? I don't know. Do you need a heads up? Okay. NBN. Oh, NBN Co. What's going on with NBN Co? They've changed their name.
$700,000 later, yeah. Great.
Oh my God!
Oh, are you
More
serious?
wasted money.
Why would they? So, okay, now here we go. Do
$700,000. I could have lined my whole street.
you know what they've changed their name to? From NBN Co.
Yeah,
They've changed
NBN.
their name to, for $70,000, NBN. The same
Newcastle Broadcasting Network.
as the
Still
TV.
what's NBN when I lived in Newcastle.
that's
That's
right.
right.
Still is, isn't it?
Yep.
So that's crazy. No one
It's all in
referred.
the design, son.
Yeah, but no one referred to it as NBN Co. anyway. It's all NBN. It goes, yeah, and they were worried that people were going to get confused.
With what?
But dropping the Co. They're going to go.
Confused with what?
With NBN in Newcastle.
Oh, they might think
No.
we're in Wollongong.
No, they thought people.
What does co mean?
Yeah, they're worried that people were going to get confused between NBN, the infrastructure, and NBN, the company.
Well, now I'm confused. See? Job not done.
Yeah,
Does that
so
mean they're going to tear up all the cabling now and change the lettering on it all?
yeah,
that's it.
Change the logo and all the cabling.
that's right. On every strand, on the outside of the plastic.
Look, if bloody what's his name, Conroy was still in there, that's exactly what he'd do.
He probably
He'd
would.
go,
Let's
Kevin,
do it.
we've got to change the cabling. It's got all out. It's got the old name on it. Yeah, okay. Just put it on the back of a napkin, and I'll put it through Parliament.
Its internal research, this is NBN, found that 30% of premises in NBN-ready areas were failing to take up services on the network. The brand, so we'll have a new logo. That's probably where half the 70,000 went to. And so far, at the end of its first half of fiscal 2015, 748,000 had taken up the services on the network. So their goal for 2020 was something like 8 million. So they're a long way off.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't know what.
I don't know why people wouldn't do it.
I'm
but
still waiting.
I've got to tell you.
Well, people. Yeah, I know. Well, you're on it, aren't you, Michael? You've got the NBN.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Love it.
yeah.
Love it.
So, on a typical day, Is it pretty stable?
I've never had a problem. I've
It's
seriously
light, there's no way it's going to be unstable.
never had a problem.
What sort of?
And I'm quite happy for people not to be on it because
Yeah.
it gives me more bandwidth.
What's a typical up speed that you would get when you upload Aussie Max Zone every week?
Yeah.
What is the up speed? Do you take note? How long does it?
Don't.
How long does it take you to upload? It's
It
about
goes so fast he doesn't even notice.
But what I do notice is when I go to a customer's place and you sit there and you try and download a file that might only be 200K, really little, like 20 meg even, like a print drive or something.
Yeah.
And it takes forever.
Yeah.
Whereas like
Is there
I've
100
finished
meg?
installed and on something else at home. It's just
Yeah, I know.
it is radically different. I've got to tell you.
What's the story, Eric? I know, and Eric, you've got to go soon, so just give us the heads up when you're off and get out of there. But what's the story I hear with the NBN and the coming over the existing the Foxtel cabling?
Oh,
What's
the hybrid technology they call it.
And when
How are they going to do it? I don't know.
so
HFC.
yeah, so but is that going to? They wanted to roll.
I
that
think
out
what they're
fairly
basically
soon.
going to do is tweak the cable. Look, it doesn't make any sense to rip out a perfectly good coaxial fibre coax out of the ground. It's already
That's
there.
right.
It's brilliant. They've got cable in the States, and they have tweaked it. And cable in the States can get you 1,000 megabits down and 400 up.
Jeez.
Right? That's on DOCSIS 4. We're on
Right.
DOCSIS 3 here, and
Right.
that gives us 100 up and 100 down, 2.5 up. But they can tweak the up speed, no problem. They just got to open up more channels. It costs no extra to them. It's just sitting there doing nothing. So I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to sort of have that all sort of somehow going into an NBN exchange somewhere where some houses might be on, the fibre like Michael's on, and the others will be on the coax.
Yeah,
I'm happy because I've got cable here, mate. Just tweak it. I don't care.
I know. I don't understand why they're taking so long. Like, surely the stats would look better, wouldn't it, for the NBN? You can't say Co anymore. So for NBN Company, because instead of 785,000, they could say, oh, we've just now passed 2 million.
Oh, yeah, I know, but even though there's a different government here, it's still political.
Yeah,
It's still political.
yeah.
So, but
Still have to
they'll
pay
save that
Murdoch.
70 grand it cost them. They'll save that in just the amount of time the secretaries don't have to type code. Like they'll get that
That's
money
right.
back quick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they'll get it real fast. and then they'll waste it again every time they go out for a durry.
Saves an extra 3 bytes on the internet too, sending emails.
There you go. See, lower bandwidth, more fun for us all.
So we're floating along here on Skype, and while that's running, I got a ping of 8 milliseconds, download of 45.3, and an up of 16.7.
Yeah,
And I
normal.
pay for 50/20 is what I pay for.
Yeah,
That's good.
That's good.
And
much
what do
is
you
that?
pay for that? How much is that?
So that's about
60, 70
For-
bucks?
for 50 gig, it's about $70.
Yeah.
And then $10 more, I get another 500 gig. So I get 550 gig a month.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's
And it
pretty
works
good.
you
great.
need.
It seriously works great.
Now, yeah, okay. How was the? I just heard stories, with all this rain that's been belting the Central Coast. People that are on the NBN saying their phones don't work when the power goes out. But I think you can get battery backups or something, can't you?
You do.
Yes, you
That's
can.
bad.
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, gents, I must depart.
All right. Thanks for coming in,
thank you,
Eric.
sir.
We'll see
you.
you soon.
And I'll see you next week. Thanks, Michael. You should come on
Pleasure,
more
mate.
often. You're good
We're
value.
going to be unbalanced without our far right now.
You have to replace Will.
I know you watch all the video go crazy when Eric leaves. See you, Eric.
See you later. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for
Bye.
coming in.
All the best.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, let's see how this is going to affect everyone's picture once he drops out of Skype. All right, well, just as well, we're near at the end. Okay, so turn any website instantly into a Windows 10 store app. Yay, they need as much help as possible. Windows 10 can turn any website with the new web code stored on your own servers into a Windows 10 app. Just by linking your website into Windows 10, it automatically takes the site and runs it as a native app. This means you can close it down and still receive notifications about new content or keep music and video playing in the background. So, Windows 10, it's the duck's guts.
Mate.
No, it's going to be, isn't it? When's that? That's due out later this year.
Don't
In
worry,
the-
Apple will copy that sooner or later.
Yeah.
They copy everything from everyone else. They don't have an original.
Well-
Everyone copies from Apple, really, don't
Well,
they?
that's right. All right. Now, did you have any more, Jace, to start finishing
Yeah,
off
one
with?
more. Why
Yep.
not?
Yep.
Rights holders are pushing to broaden the scope of the federal government's proposed website blocking regime to include more websites, and also ask them to allow search engines such as Google and Yahoo, in addition to internet service providers, to block them. But in a win for consumers, the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, ACCC, has given its blessings to consumers who use virtual private networks to geo-dodge into overseas markets in an attempt to access better, cheaper content, as hundreds of thousands of Australians are estimated to be doing to access US Netflix catalogue. Don't know who would do that. In a separate submissions to the Parliamentary Inquiry examining Copyright Amendment Bill 2015, News Corp Australia and Foxtel, the television network it jointly owns with Telstra, called for terms in the legislation to be expanded so rights holders can force not just carriage service providers, but service providers and intermediaries such as search engine providers to block certain websites. If it passed in its current form, the bill will allow copyright owners to apply for an injunction through the federal court that would force CSPs to block websites found to be infringing or facilitating the infringement of their copyright content. And apparently, tons of Australians are now signing up for VPN all over the world due to the new government laws here and stuff. So
Yeah, well, VPN's probably not a bad idea, is it, really? It's just...
get flicks for the win still for me.
Yeah, it's probably not a bad idea.
Love it.
Yeah, it's probably good.
US Netflix.
Yeah, a lot more channels.
If it's not on Netflix, I don't watch it now. Don't care.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, so you just,
US Netflix, or I'm not going to watch it.
but what other... Oh, HBO isn't there in the US? So
Hulu.
HBO, Netflix, and what
Hulu.
else? Hulu. So is that a big one, is it, Hulu?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, rightio. All right. Well, that's about it. We'll check in with Michael. He's probably found another 50 functions on the watch. Have you...
Oh, one good one is the same as what they've got in some apps on the Pebble, is that if your iPhone falls down the back of the couch, you can press a button on your watch and it'll make the phone beep.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah. Or one I'm actually looking forward to using is the remote for the camera. And you can actually see on the screen of the watch the picture that's coming out of your phone.
Oh, speaking of remotes too, yeah, the remote in that for the Apple TV apparently is brilliant compared to.
Yeah,
the
I
one
haven't
on the
actually. I've got an Apple TV in the bedroom, and it was asleep last night, so it didn't show up in my remote app. But yeah, just being able to put my phone on a proper tripod when I'm on holidays and take photos. I'm looking forward to it. Just
Apparently, it's really good for displaying your boarding pass for flights in the US as well.
just a barcode and
Yeah, they just
Yeah,
go
okay.
scan on the watch and in they go.
yeah.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. I don't know. I think the biggest turn off for me is the price. $500 is a fair bit for a watch, but maybe version
For me,
2.
it's that it's locked down to one platform.
Yeah, look, that doesn't really worry me because like, I've got the
Well,
Are
an
there
Apple fanboy.
there's other platforms out there, is there?
What?
What?
Who?
What
Where?
the hell are you talking about, boy?
Speak English, damn it.
Yeah, so yeah, look, I'm quite happy to live in like mobile wise. I am Apple. Yeah, iPad, iPhone. I do like
I'm
it.
all Android, so.
Yeah, Android all the way. All right. Well, I think that's
Do you wear a watch? Just as a question?
no, I don't.
No, so you've got out of the habit of wearing a watch anyway.
Yes.
So it means less to you.
Yes. Yeah, because I've always got the phone, and you know, I don't know. When I left full time work, I took the watch off the day I left, and never put it back on.
You
I
just
thought,
need Google glasses, so it's got a clock up there all the time.
that's right.
Foot.
They're bringing out new ones of those.
Yeah, you don't want to know that 40 hours, that means I would have finished work on Wednesday and I'm still working.
Yep.
Is that right, Glenn? Working for yourself?
That's right. I'm still going. Look at me go. Hey, on
Never
fire.
stop.
I'm just glad it's still Monday. That's all I can say.
Yeah, well, that's right. All right. Well, I think anything else, gents? Michael, you finished with
Sounds
your watch?
good.
What do they
Nah,
call the
nah.
What do they call the button? The jewel or something? The crown?
Crown.
Crown?
Yeah. Is that what?
Crown in any jewel.
Is that a crown in every watch? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just Garth just kept going on about this crown. I thought, oh, what do you call it a crown for?
That's what since the 1600s or whenever it was.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I'm not into watches, obviously. I do have a good watch, but the watch still beeps every night. I can still hear it. I don't know where it is. I haven't followed the beep, but every night the alarm will go off, and I'll go.
At least it doesn't get you up every hour and tell you you're a lazy bastard who needs to go for a walk.
That's right.
No, well, this is right.
Apparently, it's a bit annoying inside cinemas because people sit in the cinema and the watch face lights up. The whole cinema is like, "Go for a walk. You've been sitting here for an hour." They're like,
Yeah,
"I
because
know, I'm
most
watching
people
a
walking
movie."
about the same time, don't they? So,
Yeah.
but it did it to me on the car today too. On the after I'd taken my wife to work and I'm on my way back. And it says, "You've been sitting for more than an hour. Get up, you lazy cow."
Oh,
I thought,
wow.
oh, no. So when I drive to Melbourne, it's going to take me 4 hours longer because I have to get out of the car and go for a walk all the time.
Yeah, well, that's the downside of it. It's going to be another nag. It's something else to nag you.
Oh, but I'll be healthier, won't I?
Oh,
Sure.
but you'll be nagged to death. All right. All right. I think we're finished there. The Apple Watch, we've done it all. We've gone through everything. None in stores, apparently. Is this right? The stores are running low on stock when they actually get there. So I don't know.
Apparently.
Yeah.
And also one of the people I was talking to today, they'd been to an Apple store and had a look, but been given some wrong information. They'd been told there was only black and white bands for the sports watch straight away, which is incorrect. You can buy it in 5 colours, like Eric read out earlier.
So I think, the cheapest one about 500, and you think that, when you watch the TV, when you watch the launch, it was $397 or something, but it does come out pretty close to the exchange rate, and including GST. So I think it's pretty fair in that respect. But yeah,
my watch has told me I've done 383 or 420 calories today.
well, that's
I've
all right.
stood up 15 times in 12 hours.
Well, that's once an hour. Nice work.
Where's my heartbeat? I've
You
died.
haven't got a
I
heart
haven't
beat.
got one anymore.
Oh, hang on.
Apple owners don't have a heart.
No, well, Michael's finding his heartbeat. We'll do
Yes,
this. We'll do the
we'll just
sign off.
keep playing.
Yeah, we'll do the wrap up. We'll do the wrap up. So, thanks for joining us. It's been another week, and don't forget the Aussie Mac Zone is also on the iTunes. So go down and download that, or on your favourite podcatcher, whatever that may be. What is podcatcher on the Android, Jace? Is it? What do you guys use? Bloody Winamp or something?
I use Pocket Casts.
Okay.
Best one.
Yep. So you don't control it off your computer or anything like that, like the app, like you do with iOS or Apple. Like it's just an app on your device.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
Apple, Pocket Cast is an app on the device.
So you don't sync to it or anything.
No need to.
What
Or
about if,
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, okay. Well, I loaded up the young fella's Android tablet the other night, and because I was going to take it from him and use it myself. And well, because he got me iPad, so he hasn't been using the and all I wanted to do was just read some ebooks, and I sort of think, oh, how do I do this? How do I do it? Because I got the ebooks on the computer, and I didn't know how to put them onto the Android.
Free Kindle app.
Yeah, I did get an app, and I put all the books into a Dropbox folder, and then I can do it that way. So that worked for me. So anyway,
I think FB Reader is another one too. That's good.
oh yeah, cool. I hadn't been into the Play Store for a while. It's got a little bit of a change to it. It's not too bad. All right.
Updated.
Yes. So
What the hell's that?
that's where you
Talking a foreign language again, Glenn.
Yeah, sorry.
Hello?
Sorry, can see Deutsch.
So so don't forget
Interpreter.
the facebook.com/Aussie Tech Heads, youtube.com/Aussie Tech Heads, and whatever else, the webpage, aussietechheads.com.au. Email us at Glenn, Jason, Eric, Will, Shane with a Y at aussietechheads.com.au, and Michael at aussiemaczone.com.au. So have you got a heartbeat yet?
Yeah,
Do we need a defibrillator?
between 74 and 81.
Oh, geez, that watch is getting you excited.
And you can send it to somebody else as well.
Oh, really? Oh, isn't that just nice for love, isn't it? The lovebirds. How good. All right, guys. All right, thanks for coming on. Thanks, guys, for downloading. Thanks for listening and watching if you're on the YouTube. And we hope to be seeing you next time we meet, next week. Okay, bye for now.
See you then.
Thank you.